Okay guys, so today, real quick before we get started, today is the first video of 25 this month, and they will all be celebrating Christmas. So, Merry Christmas, and that's one video per day starting now. And yeah, so let's get started. Today I'm reviewing Rey from the Vintage Collection, and of course, this is the Force Awakens version. Now, I did keep the card, and here is that. So I'm gonna take this off the tripod real quick. You see up here, starting with the back, it says Vintage Collection 116. 116 figures, that is a lot. And it shows off some of the other figures that you can get. Little Hasbro. The front says The Force Awakens, Rey Jakku. I think they chose a pretty good picture. And they have the old Kenner logo, which is nice to see it make a return again. And put this back on, refocus the camera. Here we are. So, here is the figure itself. Now, that's pretty good, but I do have some concerns. Number one being that her head is on a ball joint, and normally that would make for some good articulation, but it's actually held in by her bun, of all things, as you can see here, so she can't exactly look up. And, I will give them some credit where credit is due, because that does look a lot like Daisy Ridley, and I think they did a good job on that. Now, speaking of the head, it can be replaced by this, and, pop that on. There we are. And, yeah, so anyway, I will not be displaying the figure like this. I'm not the biggest fan of this, but I think that it's good that it's included, and I like that I have the option. So, anyway, let's bring in my light a little bit closer. That silver they used on the visor is really nice and reflective. They did mess up a little bit and get it on the head, which is unfortunate, but I mean, the rest of the paint and the mold, pretty good. And, let's see here. While we are looking at this, let's just take a look at these accessories real quick. Got the backpack, which is a backpack. And, I mean, it has adjustable straps, so, like I said before, credit where credit is due. But it is just a backpack. And this is her staff, which I think is probably the nicest painted version. And, she can sling that around her shoulder. And it looks pretty nice, and actually can help keep her standing up a little bit more, because it's like having a third leg. And one thing I think I would have liked to have seen with this figure is a lightsaber, because, they had that big duel between Rey and Kylo, and at the climax of The Force Awakens, and she doesn't get a lightsaber here. It's kind of a shame. Let's see, while I'm talking about this, why not see the articulation? And what better way to talk about the articulation rather than just showing you. And I love this. I love having the figures with like the articulation like just so great, because it's fun to mess around with it, like like what the heck kind of pose is this, but it just goes to show you like just how great Hasbro is. And yeah, so I'm really happy with this figure, but of course now I have to rate all of this, like, stuff that's with the figure and all, so when it comes to articulation, I'll rate it a 4 out of 5, because I'd say that's pretty good. Just getting whatever pose you really want, it's perfect. Paint and mold, I'll give a 4, because it just sounds right for this figure. I mean, they did mess up a little bit on the thing here, the headdress, but what are you gonna do? They can't do everything perfect. And, accessories, I'll give that a 3, and that's because it's missing a lightsaber. I think that's really important for this figure to have. And that brings this figure to a total of 11 points. And remember guys, this has been an Angry Trooper production, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.